I think the word you're thinking of is there's a lot of clarity on this specific release. Rather, that's what I kind of found more in the Spread Plague Death record compared to Human Annihilation. Is there's a lot more clarity with the riffs and whatnot, but it still maintains that solid, putrid, filthy fucking death metal that I love. So I'm just that balance that you guys have is awesome.
Yeah, I think the honestly the sound and production on the other two albums, Drown in Blood and Human Annihilation, is we love them, and they were very heavy and very raw and everything, and a lot of people love them too. Obviously, it's really helped to put us on the map, and we appreciate that, and we're proud of those records. But those records were really specifically recorded in a real different manner than this, and I kind of made the decision. I was talking to David and Chris, and I was kind of like, I think that we should up the production value a little bit on this one. And we normally do track a lot of our splits and EPs with John Haddad over at Trent Studios for the drums. And, a lot of people use John because he's got like the best drum room in Southern California. There's something about his drums that just sound fantastic. And he's a drummer, so that's part of it. But there's something about his room that's really like magical in that sense. So on Drown in Blood and Human Annihilation, we didn't record the drums with John. We actually recorded live in our studio everything. So it was a little bit different. And we did everything on kind of, we did it on some questionable mics, some microphones, whatever, to make it more raw, so to speak. So we were using some interesting mic setups and whatnot, just to make it really raw and dirty and nasty, right? So this time we worked with John on the drums, and then we actually had like more of a professional, quote unquote, rig recording the guitars and whatnot, the bass and everything. And we went that route with the music and spent a lot more time on the mix, making things heavy. Christian did a fucking insane, great job on the mix, and worked his ass off on that. I mean, again, especially during the pandemic, and we're with all the schedules we all have with kids and jobs and all that kind of stuff. And it was he did a great job, and was able to get it to a point where it's just like, okay, this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted the crushing heaviness of more of like our live shows, because I always thought we were a lot heavier live than we were on, especially the album recordings. And he was able to have a lot more clarity this time. So it's still dirty and filthy, but it was also cleaner in a sense, in a weird way, but not in a bad way either, because I think some bands, just metal and other, punk and grindcore and other extreme music in general, sometimes the clean, crisp production doesn't suit me in my ears very much. I like it raw and dirty. I think rock and roll in general, all the way starting from like Little Richard and Chuck Berry, moving up to modern day stuff. I think it's for me, it's better if it's just raw, that nice wall of sound and distortion, and gets you rocking, gets the energy pumping for me.
Sure.
I'm not really a big fan of clean production in that sense, but I think that there is a real healthy balance with the clean and the dirty on this record more so. And I think that this is the best production we've ever had, and then Dan at Mammoth Mastering did the final mix and mastered it. And he worked on the Vrenth record, Baptism Death. So, I mean, he killed it on there.
That's a great record too.
Christian did the mix on that too. So it was kind of like the same team that did the Vrenth pretty much did the Ruin, and since we have a lot in common with both bands and we share members and we're all in the family and the cult,
sure.
I was like, fuck it. I want to work with the same team and do pretty much 85% of the same stuff that we did on the Vrenth record. I want to do on the Ruin record. And I think it worked out. It really helped Ruin shine, so to speak, even though that's kind of a lame term in a lot of ways, but it's kind of true,